to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's story is packed with emotion, family drama, and some truly unexpected turns. It's about a man named Aaron who shook up everything with just 4 words, "Not my mess." Those words came when he was asked to sign the stepfather papers, something many thought he'd agree to without hesitation. But instead of a signature, he gave a firm no. Let's dive into what really happened, what those words meant, and how they affected the people involved, especially the child caught in the middle. Aaron wasn't just some guy who recently entered the picture. He had been involved with the family for a while, present during big and small moments. Many assumed he would naturally take the next step and legally commit to the role of stepfather. Signing those papers would have made him legally responsible for the child, someone who could make decisions, offer financial support, and be recognized by law as the child's parent. But when it came time to sign, Aaron didn't just hesitate, he refused. And his reason? "Not my mess." That simple phrase sparked a whirlwind of emotions. Some were confused, others angry, and many were heartbroken. To understand his refusal, we have to look deeper. Aaron felt he was being pulled into a situation that wasn't his to clean up. The conflicts, the emotional baggage, the complex history between the biological parents, all of that felt like a burden he didn't create and didn't want to carry. Imagine being in his shoes. You're close to a child, you care deeply, but suddenly you're being asked to take full legal responsibility for them. It's a major commitment, one that affects every part of your life. And if the family environment already has tension, drama, or unresolved issues, taking on that role can be overwhelming. Aaron's refusal wasn't about not caring. It was about setting boundaries. He didn't want to make promises he couldn't keep or step into a role that didn't feel right. And that's something people don't talk about enough. Not everyone is ready, or willing, to take on legal responsibility just because they're emotionally close to someone. This decision, however, had a ripple effect. The biological parent was devastated. They had hoped Aaron would be a consistent and stable part of their child's life. When he said no, it felt like rejection, not just of them, but of their child too. Other family members weighed in, expressing disappointment and concern. On social media, the reactions were divided. Some praised Aaron for being honest and not signing papers he wasn't fully committed to. Others criticized him, saying he abandoned a child who needed him. But one thing's clear, parenting, especially step-parenting, is complex. And no one should be forced into it. Aaron also shared that the pressure to sign the papers came suddenly. He didn't feel he had enough time to think things through or ask the right questions. The legal process felt rushed. That made him uncomfortable, and ultimately led to his decision to step back. This story highlights something important. Family roles should be chosen, not forced. Communication, trust, and mutual respect are key. When someone feels pressured, it often leads to resistance. Aaron's "not my mess" might have sounded cold, but maybe it was his way of saying, "I need time to process this." Meanwhile, the child is at the heart of this situation. Children are incredibly intuitive. They can feel when something is off, and uncertainty in their family can leave lasting scars. While Aaron not signing the papers might feel like rejection, signing them unwillingly could have been worse. A reluctant parent figure can create confusion and instability. Now let's talk about the legal side. If Aaron continues to refuse, the biological parent might have to go through the court to secure custody or financial support. That means more emotional stress and legal headaches. It also raises questions. Can someone be forced into becoming a step-parent? What happens if they never agree to it? These legal uncertainties add more pressure to an already fragile situation. So what now? Will Aaron reconsider? Will the family find common ground? Or is this the beginning of a permanent divide? No one knows yet, but what's obvious is that this isn't just a simple family disagreement, it's a deep, emotional conflict that touches on identity, responsibility, and personal limits. Aaron's story makes us think about what real responsibility looks like. Is it only legal, or is it also emotional? How do we decide what we're capable of giving without harming ourselves or others? These are hard questions, but they're real. And they show how complicated family dynamics can be. Let me also point out, this isn't about calling anyone the villain. This is about trying to understand both sides. Sometimes people say no to protect themselves. And while that can hurt others, it's a form of honesty too. Recently, more details have surfaced. Behind closed doors, there were emotional conversations, even tears. Family members tried to explain why they felt Aaron's commitment was so important. Still, he stood his ground. Some say he felt like he was being dragged into fixing a problem that wasn't his to begin with, a long-standing issue full of unresolved hurt and disappointment. This brings up another big point. People have the right to set emotional boundaries. Aaron's words, "not my mess," might sound harsh, but they could also be the only way he could express his need for space. In families, we often assume love means fixing everything. But sometimes, love means stepping back. The biological parent, understandably, feels crushed. They hoped Aaron would be a constant support, a partner in raising their child. Instead, they feel abandoned. Other relatives have shared their own heartbreak, saying it feels like everything is falling apart. Social media hasn't helped. The story went viral, and the internet has plenty of opinions. But at the end of the day, only those inside the family truly understand the pain, the hopes, and the heartbreak. This situation reminds us that family isn't just about blood or legal documents, it's about choice, effort, and communication. No one should be forced into a role they aren't ready for. And no child deserves to be caught in the middle of adult disagreements. People who support Aaron say he's doing the right thing by standing up for himself. They believe no one should be pressured into taking on a role they're not comfortable with, especially something as serious as becoming a legal parent. In their eyes, parenting should come from love and a genuine decision, not guilt or outside pressure. On the flip side, critics argue that Aaron should think about the child above all else. They feel that regardless of how messy the situation is, the child needs support and stability, and Aaron walking away might feel like abandonment. It sparked a huge debate. And like most family issues, it's not black and white. The truth is messy. It lives in the gray areas. What everyone can agree on, though, is that there's one person stuck in the middle of this drama who didn't ask for any of it, the child. While the adults argue, share their sides online, and deal with legal battles, that kid is just trying to feel safe, loved, and supported. They don't care about court papers or who said what on social media. They just want a peaceful home and people they can count on. But when a child grows up surrounded by tension, silent glares at family events, or hushed arguments behind closed doors, it can leave emotional wounds that don't heal easily. It's more than just who wins a legal case. It's about what kind of environment that child is growing up in when the cameras are off and the guests go home. That's what really matters. And now, there's a legal storm brewing. This won't be handled in a single hearing. This could stretch out over months, or even years. There will be lawyers involved, court dates, custody disputes, and questions that dig deep into people's private lives. And while all that's happening, the child is still in the middle of it, waiting for the adults to figure things out. Aaron's choice to say, "not my mess," set off a wildfire online. Some say he's cold for walking away, others say he's brave for setting a boundary. Whether you agree with him or not, his decision hit a nerve for a lot of people. It made everyone stop and ask, when it comes to family, are you supposed to step up no matter what? Or are you allowed to protect your own peace and say, "this isn't mine to carry"? Aaron's choice wasn't just about the papers. It was a decision to not be pulled deeper into something that's already complicated, messy, and emotionally draining. And while it might look selfish on the outside, maybe it was his way of staying true to himself before promising something he couldn't fully give. But the hard truth is, there's still a child who needs love, care, and stability. That can't be ignored. And it's up to the adults involved to figure out how to show up for that child, whether Aaron is part of the picture or not. So now, let me ask you, if you were Aaron, what would you do? Would you sign the papers, knowing it ties you permanently to a complicated situation? Or would you walk away, like Aaron did, to avoid being pulled into something that was never really yours in the first place? It's not an easy decision. And honestly, there might not be a right answer here. Every family, every person, every situation is different. But I want to hear from you. What would you do? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them all, and I appreciate how open and honest you all are. Thank you for sticking with me through this story. If you're someone who cares about the real stuff, the emotions, the messy decisions, and the truth behind the headlines, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss a new story. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and remember, family drama may be chaotic, but sometimes it's where we learn our biggest lessons. See you soon. And this is Pop Links.